Hi everyone, welcome to the special episode. Today we're joined by the incredibly talented Risa Raenne Moodley, a rising star whose journey spans from iPop Las Vegas to composing for the American film The Switch Up. With 8 recorded CDs, original songs, and awards from both local and global stages, Risa is a true inspiration. Get ready to dive deep into her creative world, challenges, and the powerful story behind her success. Let's get started. How are you, Risa?
I'm very well, thanks. And yourself?
I'm fantastic. Let me start off with my opening question to you. It's going to be regarding your creative journey and inspiration. Uh,
Yes.
Risa, you've achieved so much on both local and international stages. What first inspired your journey into music and performance?
My inspiration was my dad. My dad used to sing to me
Wow.
from a very young age. Yeah, and he used to teach me a lot of songs. And from there, I just started to love music and love singing and continued.
From iPop in Las Vegas to working with James Lugo in Los Angeles, how did these international experiences shape your voice and style as an artist?
So, I actually come from a background of North Indian classical music. And when I had gone to the US, I was the only one who didn't have a background on Western music. So, having that experience to train under James Lugo and to boot camp under him, it was totally different for me because the style of Western music was different. And this was before I studied my Western music degree. So, I still had no background whatsoever, didn't know anything about Western. And training under him really taught me some new techniques and allowed me to explore parts of my voice, techniques in my voice that I didn't know I could do. And then afterwards, I continued to study Western thereafter.
Wow. All right. Now, getting to the training and collaboration, what was it like training with a renowned celebrity vocal coach like James Lugo? Could you share a standout moment from that experience?
I was quite nervous. I was quite young. I was 16 at the time, so I was
Wow.
young and I was shy. And I remember, sorry, I don't know if I lost you there.
I know it's okay. Carry on.
Okay, right. Um, I just you can't see me, right? I'm just trying to make
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, I can see you perfectly.
Okay, great, great. So yeah, I remember it being a bit. There were a lot of different artists there and different singers who had different styles of music. And learning under James Lugo was a little bit intimidating, but he made it really comfortable and he was so kind. I remember he would come to me, ask me if I was okay, and he would, talk to me and make me feel comfortable. I was the only girl from South Africa. The other three were boys, and they were in the acting and dancing department. So I was the only girl in the singing department, and I didn't have many like friends there that I still had to meet new people. So James made it very exciting and very like he was very welcoming to me, and his techniques were quite interesting. He allowed us to do things that not only helped us vocally, but he made us do things that helped us with our stage personality and our confidence there as well. So that was really nice.
All right. You received a certificate of honors endorsed by Anup Jalota in India. What did that
Yes.
moment mean for you personally and artistically?
So I remember that being some time back. I must have been around 8 or 9 years old. So at the time I
Wow.
didn't understand it much, but now I I think it's one of the greatest honors that I could have ever achieved, and um, it's something that resonates with me and helps me also motivate myself. So it's just something that I feel very grateful for.
All right. I see a comment question here. Are you okay with me asking it to you now?
I wait, I actually can't see the comments.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I can open it if you want to. Oh, yeah, it is. All right. This is from
Okay, great,
Rachika
great.
Jatanya. Hi, Risa. I heard you sing and you are phenomenal. Love your voice. Have you ever tried getting into Bollywood?
I actually haven't tried.
Oh.
I really actually haven't tried. Obviously, it's a dream that I have thought about and
Hmm.
something that I would love to do if I had the chance. I know it is very difficult to get into Bollywood, and you need your, you need to have your,
Your
you
ducks
need
in a row.
people. Yeah,
Okay,
you need
okay.
to there's like you need to know people in order to get in. It is
Hmm.
quite difficult. So yeah, it's something that I would love to do, but it's not quite my goal right now. I think my
Hmm.
goal is to help the music community here in South Africa
Hmm.
and to grow our community here as well, because there is talent all over the world and not just in Bollywood, so I want
Hmm.
to help here in South Africa first.
That's very admirable. So we'll get to the global and local impact. You were
Yes.
selected as an ambassador to represent awards at the international presentation of performers.
Yes.
How did that opportunity come about, and what did it feel like representing on such a platform?
So it was actually very exciting because um, I had come there and there were artists and young artists from 150, okay, let's say 148 countries,
Mhm.
and it was just a fluke thing. We were just talking to one of the organizers, and they asked a bit about my background in South Africa and what I do and where I perform and so and so. And they were quite interested in that I had some performance background and had gone for training and all of that. So they were quite excited, and they asked me to represent my country as an ambassador. And it was something I didn't expect to do in Las Vegas. It was totally spur of the moment, but it was probably one of the greatest honors I could have achieved there, and I'm up till date. I'm still so grateful to have represented my country.
Locally, you've recorded 8 CDs and 3 original songs. What
Yeah.
inspires your songwriting, and how do you stay creatively consistent?
So my first original song
Mhm.
was a Hindi song, and that was just something I was trying to get into. I was trying to
Mhm.
do more than just covers and go into creating my own brand. But that I had done when I was like maybe 15 years old. So I was
Wow.
still in school and I wasn't too focused into it. And then as I got older and got more into not only Bollywood and Indian but also Western, I started writing my own songs, my own Western songs, English songs, and that was just something that I would write based on emotion, based on my normal how I felt. So just when the inspiration came to me, I just wrote, and that's how it happened there. And I still continue
Mhm.
to jot down ideas, and I have a few things that I'm still working on. So the creativity still stays there with me. Um, but it's a bit slower ever since I've gotten into like content and stuff. But I still keep it going.
Great. In terms of the cross industry highlights, you composed and performed the title track for the American film The
Yes.
Switch Up. How did that project come together, and what did it teach you about music for film?
So the Switch Up was a project that was offered to me when I was in Las Vegas. I was in Matric at the time, so I
Wow.
couldn't go back to the US and work on it there. I had to do it remotely here. And I remember I had to write the song, and the director wanted the song to be a Indian fused Western song, so like a
Hmm.
fusion. And I had my producer do the music. I'd written the lyrics and had the tune done. Everything was done, but I just had to give it to my producer and sit with him and work on the techniques back and forth that we wanted to use, and then send it back to the director. It went back and forth for a while, and then the switch up was created. So I did the title track for the movie, and it was such an amazing experience to go through.
Wow. All right. You've received awards from Westville Girls, the
Yes,
Multicultural Academy of South Africa, and even Pick and Pay's Creative Arts and Music Award. Which of these
yes.
recognitions stands out the most to you, and why?
They all stand out for so many different reasons, but
Mhm.
it's actually going to be so anticlimactic what I'm going to say. But I'm going to say the Pick
Mhm.
and Pay Award because
Mhm.
it and it's just because I received this award when I was maybe 12, 11 or 12 years old in primary school,
Wow.
and it was a Pick and Pay Award, but it didn't look like a trophy. It had the base, and it was a box of Smarties, and it had all these resin Smarties like that
Mhm.
used to just fall down into the shape of a
Mhm.
trophy. And I think that the only reason why I would say I would choose that is because of how that looked, and I just remember that being the most interesting one of them all, and just
Mhm.
also the fact that it was endorsed by Pick and Pay, and it was something that was it was one of the most creative, artistic awards that I could have received at the time. So that one resonates the most with me.
How do you stay grounded and motivated in an industry that can often be demanding and unpredictable?
Um, I think just passion keeps me
Mm-hmm.
motivated, and the fact that I love music. Yes, there is a lot of there is some instability, and there are some competition, and there are the aspects that go around being in a music industry. But I think one thing that keeps me going is I have a positive mindset on a general, and I'm very passionate about what I do, and
Mm-hmm.
I love my craft. And I don't do it to make something of myself or to like, it's just purely because I love to do it, and I love to share this gift with with the world if I can, and to just do as much good with it as possible. So that just keeps me going.
All right, and my final question to you is now, in terms of your vision and advice. So,
Yes.
all right. What's next for Risa Raenne Moodley, and what advice would you give to young creatives looking to follow a similar path?
I would say go for it. Be passionate, be positive. Definitely, if you can get to study music or have any sort of vocal training or musical training, if you want to do an instrument, you want to do vocals, whatever it is, go and get that done. There's no end to education. So, learning music is the best start, as well as just keep going, motivate yourself, but reach for the stars and keep your feet on the ground. And whatever it is, just know that we will always have a good support system in this country and on social media, and there's people out there that will always support you. So yeah, just give it your best.
Wow. Well, I got to say that thanks so much for your time and hope to catch up again with you soon in the future.
Oh, definitely. Thank you so much for having me on.
Welcome.